Comes to Life. I'm your host, D. Pierre Butler. Our guest today is painter, sculptor, welder. There's a myriad of things I could probably describe her as, but let's just stick with fabulous, amazing, incredibly gifted artist, Blue Reid from Colfax. Blue, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. Truly, I keep coming back to oils. I love to weld. I love to create things with other people and to collaborate and share knowledge and share good times, and everything. But painting is what I do in my studio when it's just me. Yeah. And now, what types of subjects do you kind of lean towards? What do you kind of? I tend to be really self-reflective. Okay. I find, and I think it was Picasso who said that every piece of art is really a self-portrait, and I do a lot of self-portraits. I mean, in the series I've been working on for about 3 years is called The 7 Stages of Grief, but it's actually 8 paintings, and they're huge. They're 48 by 60, so it's taking me a long time, and I am on the 5th and 6th at the same time.
At the same time.
8, yeah, and it's been a really good, but they're hard because they're emotional pieces, they're large pieces. I have to go to a place emotionally that's difficult, and they're complicated because they're large pieces. So,
and they're self-portraits.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's got to be really heavy duty as far as self-reflection goes, because that's all internal, and so you have it's like having to face whatever monsters there may be or demons. Jot down. Do you sketch? Do you jot down?
So for these pieces, I actually took the photographs during that time, and I just put the camera in my right hand, and I allowed my experience to happen, and I just tried not to remember that in my right hand was a camera, and I was snapping pictures as I was sort of going through these. So I took those pictures at that moment, and I have them all. So all of it, we call that scrap. So I shot my scrap in the moment, and then it's pretty easy. The reason I wanted to do this series is because I found that during that one moment of feeling, just obliterated, that I not only felt that one amount of pain, I felt every time I had been abandoned previously. And I thought, okay, I'm done with that. I'm not going to date this feeling away. I'm not going to, drink this feeling away. I'm not going to do anything but just really feel all that this can be right now, so that I don't have to feel all these every single time, that the next one can be fresh. The next wound can just be as big as it actually is, and not as big as it,
And so in doing that, do you find that those feelings kind of dissipate? Do they go away, or do they just kind of diminish some?
My belief is that you can heal through art, and I'm not finished with this series, so I'm hoping, and that's why I decided to do, instead of 7 Stages of Grief, I found that the 7th one, which was acceptance, wasn't enough. I'm doing 8, which the 8th one is called Moving On. And in these series, I'm wearing the shirt of a particular person. And so in number 8, I'm burning it. So then I'm truly ready to turn away and move on and not be there emotionally anymore.
This is beautiful. That question was, what does your current body of work say about you as a person? And that right there couldn't have been any better of an answer or segue into that that work. So with this body of work, with this new body of work, please tell us again what the title is.
The 7 Stages of Grief.
The 7 Stages of Grief. Yeah. Now, where would you like to see this displayed, and with whom would you like it to touch, affect?
So I feel really compelled to do these paintings, and I want them to be seen by people because everybody can relate to grief. And the important part is some of them are real edgy and real dark, but in the end, you always come out. You come out on the other side and better and stronger, hopefully. There's that light at the end of the tunnel, and you're wiser and less naive, and it's a process for that. So I would love to see this go to a museum, to be able to be seen by a lot of people. I mean, and maybe that's just egocentric, but everybody can relate to grief.
Right.
So that's what I would love to see how happen.
Now, would this be like a one-woman show?
It could just hang on one wall. I wouldn't need, it would be interesting to see it curated in a way that was about conquering pain and overcoming difficulties. I think that would be beautiful.
Blue, thank you for, it's come to an end now, and I hate to see you go. But I want to say thank you for spending an hour or so with us, hanging out, just talking about art.
Nothing I'd rather be doing. It's
Appreciate
awesome.
it.
It's all good.
Love it. So, thank you for tuning in on today's Talk Radio with Homegrown Art Show, where art comes to life. I've been your host, D. Pierre Butler. Peace and God bless. Map Agency, an